I sat in the lawyer's office, staring at the will in my hands, my husband's signature scrawled at the bottom like a cruel joke. He was gone. Heart attack, they said, sudden and merciless, and I was still picking up the pieces of my grief when this bombshell landed. Everything, our house, the savings, the cabin upstate, left to some woman I'd never heard of. Not a dime for me. 20 years of marriage, and I was erased. If you're listening, please hit that subscribe button and share your thoughts in the comments. It helps keep these stories coming. Let me take you back. I'm Sophie, 47, a high school art teacher from Rochester, New York. My life was ordinary, you know? Mornings sipping Folgers while grading sketches, evenings cooking lasagna in our creaky Victorian home. Dan, my husband, was a financial advisor, always in his press suits, always on his phone. He was older, 62, with a laugh that filled rooms and a temper that could empty them. We weren't perfect, but we were us, comfortable, like a worn-in pair of jeans. Or so I thought. Our house smelled like cedar and old books, with drafty windows that rattled in the upstate winters. Dan's daughter, Chloe, lived with us. She was 24, his kid from his first marriage, and let's just say we never clicked. She'd slink around in her oversized hoodies, earbuds in, always muttering about her dad like I was some intruder. I tried to connect. Baked her favorite lemon bars, offered to teach her watercolor. She'd just smirk and say, "I'm good, Sophie." That smirk, it was like a paper cut, small but stinging. Dan's death hit like a freight train. One minute, he's yelling at the TV during a Bills game. The next, he's clutching his chest, eyes wide, gasping. I called 911, but by the time they got there, he was gone. My hands shook for days. I kept seeing his face, frozen in that last moment. I still smell the hospital antiseptic sometimes, out of nowhere. Chloe didn't cry at the funeral. She just stood there, arms crossed, staring at the casket like it owed her something. A week later, I'm in the lawyer's office, some guy in a cheap suit with a coffee stain on his tie. He slides the will across the desk, and my stomach drops. This can't be right, I say, my voice cracking. Dan left everything to a woman named Vanessa Caldwell. Who the hell was Vanessa? The lawyer shrugs, says it's airtight. Chloe's there too, sitting in the corner, picking at her nails. She doesn't look surprised. Not one bit. I'm driving home, my knuckles white on the steering wheel of my old Subaru. The radio's playing some Springsteen song, but all I hear is my own pulse. Vanessa Caldwell. I don't know her, but her name feels like a splinter under my skin. I pull into our driveway, the gravel crunching under the tires, and I just sit there, staring at the house we built together. The porch swing where Dan and I used to talk about retiring to the Finger Lakes. The garden I spent years tending, now choked with weeds. All of it hers now? I confront Chloe that night. She's in the kitchen, microwaving leftover pizza, acting like nothing's wrong. Did you know about this? I ask, holding up the will. My voice is shaking, but I can't stop. Did you know about her? She freezes, pizza slice halfway to her mouth. What are you talking about, Sophie? She says, but her eyes, they dart away, just for a second. That's when I know. She's hiding something. The next few days, I'm a mess. I barely sleep. My coffee goes cold on the counter. I'm digging through Dan's stuff, his desk, his emails, his old phone. God, it feels wrong, like I'm trespassing in my own life. I find a photo tucked in his desk drawer. Dan, smiling, arm around a woman with dark hair and red lipstick. Not me. Her. Vanessa. My chest tightens, like someone's sitting on it. There's a date on the back, 6 months ago. 6 months. He was planning this while I was planning our anniversary dinner. I start asking questions. Neighbors, friends, even Dan's old clients. Nobody knows Vanessa. She's a ghost. But then I get a call from Judy, my best friend, who works at the bank. Sophie, she whispers like she's afraid someone's listening. There's been weird activity in Dan's accounts. Transfers. Big ones. To an offshore account. My stomach twists. Offshore? Dan was meticulous, sure, but this feels like a scheme. I'm piecing it together when Chloe drops her own bomb. We're in the living room, the TV flickering with some reality show she loves. She looks at me, casual as anything, and says, "You know, Dad always said you didn't deserve him." Her words hit like a slap.
What?
I choke out. She shrugs, smirking again. "He said you were boring. That's why he found Vanessa." I'm shaking now, not just from anger, but from this sick, sinking feeling that maybe she's right. Maybe I wasn't enough. But then I find it. In Dan's email, buried in a folder labeled taxes. A message from Vanessa. "Everything's set," it says. "Chloe's on board. She'll get her cut." My heart stops.
Chloe.
Chloe's on board. My stepdaughter, the girl I raised for 10 years, was part of this? I feel the room spin, the air too thick to breathe. Have you ever felt your whole world tilt, like everything you thought you knew was a lie? I confront Chloe again, this time with the email printed out, waving it like a flag. "Explain this," I demand. Her face goes pale, but only for a moment. Then she laughs, and says, "You're pathetic, Sophie," digging through his stuff like some desperate housewife. But her voice wavers and I see it. Fear. She's not as untouchable as she thinks. I hire a private investigator. Yeah, it's cliché, but I'm out of options. His name's Mike, a grizzled guy who smells like Old Spice and looks like he's seen it all. He digs into Vanessa, into the accounts, into Chloe. 2 weeks later, he calls me. "Sophie," he says, "you're not gonna like this." My heart's in my throat. Vanessa's not just some mistress. She's a professional.
Un artiste.
And Chloe? She's been helping her. I'm sitting in my car outside the house, the engine off, the windows fogging up from my breath.
Un artiste.
My stepdaughter, working with a stranger to rob me blind. I think back to all those years, Chloe's tantrums, her coldness, the way she'd whisper to Dan when she thought I wasn't listening. Was this her plan all along? To take everything? My hands are trembling, but not just from shock. From rage. I'm not done yet. I start gathering evidence, bank statements, emails, even recordings of Chloe's snide comments. Thank God for my phone's voice memo app. I'm building a case, but it's more than that. It's personal. I'm not just fighting for the money. I'm fighting for the life I thought I had. For the truth. One night, I'm at the kitchen table, papers spread out, when Chloe walks in. She sees the mess, bank records, the email, all of it. Her eyes narrow. "You're wasting your time," she says, but her voice is tight, like she's holding her breath. I stand up, look her dead in the eyes, and say, "I'm not the one who's gonna lose here." For the first time, she looks scared. Really scared. And that's when I know. I'm not just fighting for what's mine. I'm fighting for me. For the woman I forgot I was. Have you ever had to rebuild yourself from nothing? Tell me in the comments. To be continued. Keep listening, and don't forget to subscribe for the rest of this story. My kitchen table looked like a war room, papers scattered like shrapnel, bank statements, emails, that damning photo of Dan with Vanessa. I'm Sophie, still reeling from the gut punch of my husband's will, the one that left everything to some mystery woman. And Chloe, my stepdaughter, the girl I raised? She's not just complicit, she's in on it. A betrayal so sharp it feels like my ribs are cracking. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and drop a comment. Have you ever been blindsided by someone you trusted? It keeps the story alive. It's been 3 weeks since I hired Mike, the private investigator. I'm sitting in my Subaru again, parked outside a diner on Monroe Avenue, the kind of place with sticky menus and coffee that tastes like regret. Mike slides into the booth across from me, his leather jacket creaking. He drops a folder on the table, thick with papers. "Vanessa Caldwell," he says, voice low, "is a pro. Multiple aliases, multiple scams. She's hit families like yours before." My stomach churns, like I swallowed something sour. "And Chloe?" I ask, barely able to say her name. Mike leans back, exhales. "She's been in contact with Vanessa for over a year. Emails, calls, even met her twice in Buffalo."
A year.
A whole year. I'm flashing back to last Christmas. Chloe sulking by the tree, snapping at me when I offered her a slice of my homemade pecan pie. Was she already plotting then? Smirking while I hung ornaments, thinking she'd strip me of everything? My hands shake, and I shove them under the table, so Mike doesn't see. God, the shame of being played. It's like a cold hand squeezing your throat. What's their endgame? I ask. Mike shrugs.
Money.
Always money. Vanessa gets the assets, Chloe gets a cut. Your husband, he was just collateral. I drive home, the Rochester skyline blurring through my tears. Our house looms ahead, its sagging porch like a tired sigh. I used to love this place, its creaky floors, the way the light hit the dining room at golden hour. Now it feels like a museum of lies. I walk inside, and Chloe's there, sprawled on the couch, scrolling her phone. She doesn't even look up. You're home early, she says, like it's nothing. Like she didn't help orchestrate this theft. I want to scream, to shake her, but I don't. Not yet. I need proof. I need to be sure. The next morning, I'm at Judy's house, my best friend from the bank. She's got this cozy craftsman home, smells like lavender and fresh laundry, the kind of place that feels safe. But I don't feel safe. I'm clutching a mug of chamomile tea, my nails digging into the ceramic. Judy's going through Dan's accounts on her laptop, her glasses slipping down her nose. Sophie, she says, these transfers, they started small, a few hundred here and there. Then thousands. All to a shell company in the Caymans. I feel that cold knot in my stomach again. How much? I whisper. She hesitates, then says, over $400,000. My vision swims. That's our life savings. Our retirement. The dream of that cabin by the lake.
Gone.
I'm back home, digging again. Dan's old laptop is a maze of passwords and locked files, but I'm relentless. I find a hidden folder labeled Client Notes, but it's not about clients. It's a ledger. Dates, amounts, and initials. VC and CD, Vanessa and Chloe. My heart's pounding so hard I can feel it in my ears. There's a note at the bottom. Well, finalized. She won't suspect.
She. Me.
I'm the fool who didn't see it coming. Have you ever realized you've been blind to the people closest to you? It's like waking up in a stranger's life. I call Mike again. I need more, I tell him. Something solid. Something that'll hold up. He's quiet for a second, then says, I've got a lead on Vanessa. She's staying at a motel off I-90. I can tail her, but it'll cost. I don't even hesitate. Do it. I'm dipping into my savings now, the little I have left, but this isn't about money anymore. It's about justice. About not letting them win. 2 days later, Mike sends me photos. Vanessa, stepping out of a seedy motel room, her dark hair pulled back, a cigarette dangling from her lips. She's not glamorous like I imagined, just ordinary. But there's something sharp in her eyes, like a predator sizing up prey. In one photo, she's meeting someone in the parking lot. I zoom in, my breath catching. It's Chloe, my stepdaughter, handing over a manila envelope, her face tense. I feel a surge of anger, so hot it's like my blood's boiling. I'm not sleeping anymore. My eyes are bloodshot, my skin sallow. I'm living on coffee and adrenaline, my art classes a blur of half-hearted lectures about color theory. My students notice, sweet kids, always asking if I'm okay. I lie, say it's just allergies. But it's not. It's this war I'm fighting in my own house. Every time I see Chloe, I want to confront her, but I hold back. I need to be smarter than her. Smarter than Vanessa. Then a breakthrough. Mike calls me late one night, his voice urgent. Sophie, I got something big. Vanessa's meeting a lawyer tomorrow, same guy who handled Dan's will. I've got a recording. My heart leaps. A recording of what? I ask. He pauses, like he's choosing his words. Vanessa bragging about forging the will. She mentions Chloe by name. I'm gripping the phone so tight my knuckles ache. Send it to me, I say. The recording arrives in my email, a grainy audio file. I plug in my earbuds, lock myself in the bathroom, and press play. Vanessa's voice is smooth, smug. The old man was easy, she says. Chloe fed me everything, his habits, his passwords. The will was child's play. My stomach lurches. I hear another voice, the lawyer, chuckling. And the wife, he asks. Vanessa laughs. Clueless. She's still crying over him. I pause the recording, my hands shaking. Clueless. That word burns. But it also lights a fire in me. I'm not clueless anymore. I'm ready to confront Chloe, but I need to be strategic. I wait until Saturday, when she's home, lounging in the backyard with her iced coffee. The air smells like cut grass and summer heat, but there's a storm brewing in me. I walk out, the printed emails and ledger in my hand. Chloe, I say, my voice steady for the first time in weeks. She looks up, annoyed. What now, Sophie? I drop the papers in her lap. Explain this. Her eyes scan the pages, and I see it, the moment she realizes she's caught. Her face goes white, then red. Where did you get this? She snaps, but her voice cracks. Doesn't matter, I say. What matters is you, and Vanessa thought you could ruin me. She stands, tossing the papers on the ground. You don't get it, do you? She yells. Dad hated you. He wanted me to have everything. Her words sting, but I don't flinch. Then why forge the will? I ask, stepping closer. Why go through all this if you were so sure he wanted you to have it? She freezes. For the first time, I see doubt in her eyes. Have you ever seen someone's confidence crack, like ice under pressure? You're lying, she says, but it's weak, like she's trying to convince herself. I pull out my phone, play the recording. Vanessa's voice fills the air, smug and damning. Chloe's mouth opens, then closes. She looks like a trapped animal. I didn't mean, she stammers. But I'm done with her excuses. You meant to take everything, I say. But you forgot one thing. I'm not as weak as you think. I'm not just fighting for the money now. I'm fighting for the years I spent loving a man who betrayed me, for the stepdaughter I tried to raise, for the life I built. I meet with a new lawyer, a sharp woman named Ellen who specializes in fraud. She listens to the recording, scans the emails, and nods. This is enough, she says. We can challenge the will. It's forgery, plain and simple. My heart lifts, but there's a weight there too. This isn't just about winning. It's about tearing apart what's left of my family. The legal battle begins. It's slow, grueling, like wading through mud. Chloe moves out, leaving a note that says, "You'll regret this." I don't. But I miss her, or maybe I miss the idea of her, the girl I thought she could be. The house feels empty, without her snarky comments, her loud music. I find one of her old hoodies in the laundry, and for a moment, I hold it, smelling her cheap vanilla perfume. Then I fold it and put it away. Grief is weird. It sneaks up on you, even for people who hurt you. Vanessa, meanwhile, is a ghost. Mike tracks her to a new city, Albany, then Syracuse, but she's slippery, always one step ahead. Ellen says it doesn't matter. The evidence against her is airtight. We file a lawsuit, not just to contest the will, but to go after the offshore accounts. The courtroom is sterile, fluorescent lights buzzing like flies. I sit there, my hands clammy, as Ellen lays out the case. The forged will, the emails, the recording. The judge, an older man with tired eyes, listens intently. Chloe's called to testify. She walks in, her hair pulled back, no hoodie this time, just a plain black dress. She looks small, younger than her 24 years. I want to hate her, but part of me just feels sad. She avoids my eyes as she takes the stand. Ellen doesn't hold back. "Ms. Daniels," she says, "did you knowingly assist Vanessa Caldwell in forging your father's will?" Chloe's lips tremble. I didn't know it was forged," she says, but her voice is thin, unconvincing. The courtroom feels like it's holding its breath. Then Ellen plays the recording. Vanessa's voice echoes through the room, and I see Chloe flinch. "Chloe's on board," Vanessa says. "She'll get her cut." The judge's face hardens. Chloe's lawyer tries to object, but it's weak. The truth is out, raw and ugly. Chloe starts crying, soft sobs that echo in my chest. I want to feel satisfied, but all I feel is this hollow ache. Have you ever won something and still felt like you lost? The judge rules in my favor. The will is declared invalid. The assets, our house, the savings, the cabin, are mine again. But the offshore money?
Gone.
Vanessa's disappeared, and the accounts are empty. Ellen says we might never recover it. I nod, pretending it's fine, but it's not. That money was our future, Dan's and mine. Now, it's just another thing stolen from me. I'm back home, standing in the garden, pulling weeds with my bare hands. The dirt's cool under my fingers, grounding me. I think about Dan, about the man I loved. Was he part of this? Did he know? I'll never get answers, and that's the hardest part. The not knowing. I think about Chloe too. She's gone, cut me out of her life like I was nothing. I heard she's living in Buffalo now, working some dead-end job. I don't wish her ill, but I can't forgive her.
Not yet.
Maybe never. The house is mine, but it feels different now. Like it's holding its breath, waiting for me to decide what comes next. I'm selling it, I think. Starting fresh. Maybe I'll move to the coast, teach art to kids who actually want to learn. I'm not sure yet. But for the first time in months, I feel free. Not happy, not yet, but free. Like I've shed a skin I didn't know I was wearing. Looking back, I see all the signs I missed. Chloe's resentment, Dan's late nights, the way he'd brush off my questions about money. If I'd known then what I know now, but that's the thing, isn't it? You never see the betrayal coming until it's already cut you open. What would you do if you found out your family wasn't what you thought? Share your stories in the comments. I'm Sophie, and this is my story. It's not a fairy tale, but it's mine. I fought for it and I won, but not without scars. If this hit you, if it made you feel something, hit that subscribe button. There's more to come.